I love presenting and teaching when I see the light bulb go ding, the aha moment happens, and when I can see that joy. I started with a working in an operating theatre background. I loved it. I saw every operation you could possibly think of, and I found it fascinating. And I didn't know really where I wanted to go for a while until I worked in a burns and plastics reconstruction area. That attracted me because it was this fixing mentality. How could I be involved in something which could actually put somebody's well-being back together? There are hundreds of thousands of people here in Oz who live with wounds every single day, and it impacts upon them, it destroys them, it absolutely has a horrendous negative effect on their quality of life and of those that they live with. And I realised we needed to do better for that group of people. So we established the Wound Guide because I now realise that so many of the people who are in the healthcare networks know nothing about the kind of work that I do. The doctors don't, the nurses don't, the pharmacists don't, but yet they all engage with people with wounds when they are now my audience. And that's why the Wound Guide exists, because through them I can help them with their patients, and then we fix things, then we leave a legacy, and then we hopefully have somebody with a better quality of life because this chain of events can take place. I would have once busted to have been a pilot, but I knew I would never be able to pass the physical because from when I was a kid, I actually had an accident when I was a kid and sustained a head injury. And I'm fine as long as anything is an up and down motion. But you spin me around and boy, I can then barely stand up. I'm more likely to pass out or have a spew or do both together. And you can't have somebody doing that when they're a pilot. I love air shows, and I've got this through my father-in-law, my dear father-in-law, who from the moment he left the RAF, he started making, when airfix were new back in the 50s, he started making plastic kits. And I thought, yeah, I love aeroplanes, and while I can't fly them, I can at least make them. And that's become a hobby that, in fact, through all of my married life with Kate, she has seen that as my perennial hobby. That's always the one thing, that and tennis are the two things which is always the thing I would do as my hobby or outlet or interest.
Got some stairs.
I think one of the most important lessons I learned was, and it did come out of both the work environment, but also I think came out of my relationships, particularly with my wife, Kate. And that is, I realise all of the best things that have ever happened to me in life have been those things which I've done in partnership with others. This only matters if we share. And that's something that lives with me now and will do forever, because I believe if something really is worthwhile, it's going to be made better and more enduring if we share that. This is how I can make a difference where I am. That's what I love.